They might have went for a Darkest Lariat into the Farigiraf slot. Nope, they just went for Fake Out. And we also don't see the Protect, so do it, Raichu! Dawn. Goodbye, Charizard. What is going on, YouTube? Espresso Shucko here, and today we're taking on the Champions ranked ladder with Mega Raichu Y and Mega Staraptor. Both of these Mega Pokemon are absolutely diabolical to use, with Mega Raichu Y's no guard enabling Zap Cannon to become a single target electric nuke, while also allowing Focus Blast to beat the allegations and throw away the nickname of Focus Miss. So Mega Raichu Y does big special attacking damage, while Mega Staraptor handles things on the physical front with contrary, inverting close combat's defensive drop to raise up its defenses over time and allow it to do some big damage as it receives some Tickle support from Whimsicott. We're running Tickle here on Whimsicott as opposed to Charm so that we can raise up both our attack and defense at the same time while being able to soften up our opponent's defenses. Normally you see Charm on opposing Whimsicott and Staraptor combinations, but I like having that extra defensive boost just in case. Now, as far as Staraptor goes here too, we do have Blaze Kick to have a little bit of fire type coverage to hit those pesky Golden Goes and Aegislashes for some nice super effective damage, and I really hope I do run into an Aegislash so that I can deliberately attack into a King Shield. Now, as far as the rest of the team here goes, we've got Farigiraf with some helping hand support to boost up the party, we've got Twin Beam to deal with Sneasels, and we got Foul Play to do some nice dark type damage and invert our opponent's attack stats and do some damage back to them. I don't know if invert was the right choice of word, but anyways, we're keeping it there. We've got adaptability, Choice Scarf, Basculegion for big wave crash and last respects damage. We also have flip turn to pivot out, you know, standard stuff, but we do have Phantom Force here in case we do need to make a disappearing act happen, so we do have that. And finally, we have Garchomp with Rock Slide and Earthquake spread damage and Dragon Claw for some consistent single target damage with the Life Orb boosting up its power. And as far as Garchomp goes here, the reason we've got the double spread option here is not only is it just naturally good on Garchomp, but a lot of this team is pretty single targeted, so it is nice to have that spread option there. Now, I have yapped about the team more than enough. Let's dive in to the Champions ranked ladder. Yay. Neat. We've got a Vaporeon. We've also got Steelix, Aegislash, Armarouge, Farigiraf, and Hydrapple. So, safe to assume that's probably a Mega Steelix, which means Raichu might actually go kind of hard here, not gonna lie. I don't like the Farigiraf or the Armarouge for the Trick Room potential, but I mean, Zap Cannon coming off of Raichu might be alright. Yeah, I think we might go Raichu. I think maybe Farigiraf. Farigiraf might be alright. I don't have to really worry about any priority, so we might be alright in that sense. Basculegion might be alright with the Scarf to maybe pivot into Farigiraf, and I feel pretty good about Garchomp. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Let's try this. Let's try this here. I'm a little bit worried about the Steelix, but I mean, a Wave Crash coming off of Basculegion could be alright. A Focus Blast coming off of Raichu Y could be alright too. So, I mean, so long as I don't take too much damage, I might be alright. So, we've got Vaporeon and Farigiraf. Okay. That looks like a great candidate for a Zap Cannon. That looks fantastic. And honestly, Farigiraf might not love the Wave Crash, so I might be alright in that sense. I'm just wondering if Vaporeon is able to take out Raichu. Because I really don't want Trick Room going up, that's the other thing. We're going to Mega Evolve. You know what, I think we're going to Zap Cannon into the Farigiraf. And we'll Flip Turn. We'll Flip Turn and Zap Cannon. That should be enough damage. Now, one thing to note is this Raichu is not max special attack. There is a tiny little bit of bulk. So I might not pick up as much damage as I would ideally like, but we'll see. They're just going to go Protect coming off the Vaporeon, so that's alright. We're going to get our Zap Cannon off, which it feels very fun firing that thing off and not having to worry about it miss. Thank you, No Guard. And then let's see, is Flip Turn Adaptability Basculegion enough? It is sadly not. Alright, so we might see Trick Room go up. which is a little bit spooky for Raichu. But what we could do, we could bring in Garchomp, we could Earthquake, or we could go for our own Farigiraf and Foul Play. I'm a little bit scared of ice coverage, so maybe we just go for our own Farigiraf. And maybe this bluffs that I have. Oh, and they can't move. All right, thank you, Zap Cannon. You are already putting in a tremendous amount of work right there. Battle's already forfeited. Okay, wow. All right. But that works out rather nicely. Raichu didn't have to be around for long to do some big damage. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we've got Sneasler, Blastoise, Kingambit, Delphox, Sinistra, and Incineroar. Okay, so Raichu doesn't look too bad, not gonna lie. I'm a little bit spooked by the Sneasler, but I mean, Raichu Farigiraf could be great to lead with. We can do that. Maybe, ooh, you know what? Maybe we even bring the Basculegion. Maybe we go Basculegion Raichu, and then that way we have our Scarf. We can flip turn, and if that way if they lead Delphox, we're fine. And we can always hard switch into Farigiraf if we need it. I kind of want to bring Garchomp. Yeah, I think Garchomp's a good way of dealing with that Kingambit, so I think that might be alright. Yeah, a Focus Blast could be nice, too, especially if we can get Farigiraf in Focus Blast into that Incin or the Kingambit, so we have that. We do have to be a little bit careful about Mega Delphox, because Mega Delphox is fast, so I don't love that, but we should be alright. And plus, you know, Scarf Wave Crash, that should be huge, so we could do something like that. I like Scarf Wave Crash. Scarf Wave Crash is fun. Yeah, it's a fun tech. Also, I got a big mug, and I am very happy. I am a happy boy right now. Okay, let's see. Who are we going to get for the lead? Who's Raichu going to zap? Sneasler, Delphox. Okay, Raichu's going to be a little bit careful, but Farigiraf looks really nice. So they can't fake out Basculegion. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to protect Raichu this turn. I'm just going to Scarf Wave Crash into the Delphox. Get that thing off the field. And do they switch in Sinistra? I mean, they switch in Sinistra. It's going to be okay. They're not switching in Sinistra. They're Mega Evolving their Delphox instead. Which means this Scarf Wave Crash, this is not going to tickle, folks. This is certainly not going to tickle, and I am more than okay for that. Oh, they're going to protect. Okay, it is going to tickle. But Raichu's going to protect here. We don't have to worry about semantics. Fake out into the Raichu slot. That's fine. You know what we're going to do? We're going to bring in our Farigiraf, and we're going to try to go for that Delphox. Yeah. Raichu can live to fight another day. We're going to Wave Crash into that Delphox slot, and we're going to do some big damage to it, potentially. We are Scarfed. They don't have speed support right now, so this is great. This is great. And plus, I do have the Electro Web, so I mean, that's going to be okay. If they switch in Sinistra, we're fine. We have Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon does a lot of damage to things. And it is going to be Kingambit, actually. Okay, so Farigiraf is a little bit scary to switch in, but we don't have to worry about Sucker Punch here. That's nice. Close combats, yeah, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt a lot. I don't like that. But I do have a Citrus Berry to get back a little bit of some HP. We're going to see how much damage this Wave Crash does. That's some nice damage. I like that. Now, let's just double check right here. Sneasler did not have a White Herb activate, which means Twin Beam feels really nice into that thing. And we're just going to target down the Kingambit. They can't Sucker Punch. Now, considering we're in Master Ball here, I would hope that they don't try to Sucker. Never mind. I thought they were going to do that. They're going to just close combat into the Farigiraf, leave it with 22 HP, which means we're going to see a magic trick here, folks. Both of these Pokemon are going to disappear, thanks to Basculegion and Farigiraf. So, I wonder how much damage one hit from Twin Beam is going to do to a -2 special defense Sneasler. It's going to be a lot. Yeah, 99% right there. Show me that Focus Sash. And here's the magical thing about Twin Beam. Pew! Second shot. Alright. Very happy about that. No more close combat for you. I also have a Raichu. I have a Raichu that's ready to throw at a Zap Cannon. Bet they didn't see that one coming there. Now, we do know they have Protect on the Delphox. Oh, they do have Sinistcha. Fascinating. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to Protect for Rigraff here. I'm going to switch out Basculegion. I'm actually going to bring in Garchomp. And the reason being here is I would like to get Basculegion positioned next to Raichu so that I can have the locked-in Last Respects and have the Electro up support. And then that way we don't have to worry about Sinistcha redirecting. So, in the meanwhile, what I can probably do is I can probably try to throw out the Rock Slide with Garchomp and see what we can do here. Not loving the damage off Machagacha, but we didn't burn, which is okay. I'm going to Foul Play, potentially into the Delphox slot. I don't think Rigraff lives this, but we should be okay. Yeah, we should be okay here. Psyshock is going to come out into Garchomp. All right. Garchomp lives, which means this Rock Slide is going to be A-okay. Yeah, we bring Delphox down to 36%. And the question here is who's going to be faster between for Rigraff and Sinistcha. It is Sinistcha, but they flinch. So thank you, Rock Slide, and thank you, Foul Play. Yeah. All right, we didn't even need to bring the Mega Raichu. Mega Raichu is just sitting in the bench, wondering when it's time to have the Mega Stone and proc. We're going to Foul Play here, and we're going to Dragon Claw here. And the reason why we're doing this is because I'm worried about Rock Slide potentially missing. And Sinistcha can get HP back from Machagacha, which could be a little bit annoying. So this is going to pick up KO. Raichu will come in. Raichu can Mega. They can throw out the Zap Cannon. And then just have the guaranteed paralysis. And I have my Basculegion, which can Last Respects, which is now going to be boosted up to 150 base power, which I don't even think I need to Mega the Raichu. I think that's a safe assumption. But Scarf Basculegion, Mega Raichu Y. That's a good endgame to deal with this Sinistcha. So, we're going to push the Mega Pikachu button. We're going to Zap Cannon. And we're going to Last Respects. Good times. Absolutely good times to be had by all except for the Delphox. Also, I forgot the vibrators on my controller. I should have just kept that in my hand. But yeah, anyways. Oh, wow, we're actually faster than my Scarf. We do get to see the Zap Cannon. Neat. Okay. You learn something every day. It's that I don't prepare stuff. But hey, Kisab Berry, yeah, all right. So the Last Respects, if it went off before the Zap Cannon, I mean, maybe? I don't think so. But anyways, pretty happy about how that worked out right there. Let's move on. But before we face our next opponent, we're going to use U-Turn to talk about our partner. So take it away, me.
I want to be the best, and that's why I work with the best, which is where today's partner, Cheeky, comes into play. Cheeky's all-moisturizing formula makes their soap the best soap around. It lathers up exquisitely in the shower, and it leaves your skin feeling refreshed. I guarantee it will become your new favorite way to shower. It certainly has become my favorite way to shower since using it back in September for the first time. And use my code SHUCKO to grab yourself an order of Cheeky soap for 10% off. Now, my battling can sometimes use a little bit of work, but that's not the case for Cheeky. Cheeky goes to battle for me in the shower here because it challenges the Grimer odor that's been building up overnight to a battle, and not only does it flawlessly win, it leaves me feeling refreshed and smelling as if I've been out frolicking with the Blossom, which who doesn't want that? You will certainly enjoy the way how your shower game will level up and evolve
as time goes on. So what are you waiting for? Head over to usecheeky.com/shucko to grab yourself some Cheeky soap for 10% off. Thank you to Cheeky for partnering with me for today's video, and let's dive right back on into it. Okay, we've got Scrafty, Floette, Farigiraf, Venusaur, Torkoal, and Basculegion. Okay. Staraptor might not be too shabby. If they lead Scrafty, though, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed, but I mean, that might not be bad. Whimsicott could be great here. I think Staraptor's alright. Oh, you know what? Basculegion could be great, too, and then that way they can't necessarily fake out Basculegion. They could potentially fake out Whimsicott, but we can bring in Farigiraf. I think that's okay. Garchomp is scared of that Floette, so I don't want to deal with that. And, you know, if they go Venusaur and they go Torkoal, I could go Tailwind, Flip Turn, get some chip damage off into Torkoal, weaken their Eruption, potentially bring in Staraptor, Mega Evolve, and go from there. I think that might be alright. There's no Charizard, so I don't have to worry about that insane damage. And, you know, Staraptor getting a Brave Bird off. Ooh, Scrafty Floette. Not what I was necessarily expecting. I don't love the Intimidate there, but I do love that I could Moonblast that Scrafty for big damage. Oh, right. I have Encore and no Protect. Okay, that's not ideal. But what I can do, we go for the Scrafty, and we just hard switch into Farigiraf. I think that's okay. I think that's alright, because then what we can do, we can try to preserve Basculegion, have the Wave Crash for the Floette. And, I mean, if they Mega the Scrafty, which it's not, it's Floette. I was going to say then they get the double Intimidate, which would be a little bit bad for Basculegion, but I don't mind trying to get Whimsicott to take out Scrafty here. And plus, Fairy Aura is now going to give me a boosted Moonblast, which is awesome. So we have that to hit the Scrafty. That's gone. Thank you, Whimsicott. Whimsicott picks up way more chaos for me than I initially realized. Like, whenever I build a team, I'm like, Whimsicott, yes! And then Whimsicott just does insane damage to things that they're not necessarily expecting to be taking big damage from. Now, we do get a Moonblast into Farigiraf, which is a little bit problematic, but what we can do is we could Tailwind with Whimsicott. Which I don't mind getting the speed up. Yeah, we can Tailwind. We can maybe go for the Foul Play into there for Farigiraf just to get a little bit of chip damage off. I would be a little bit concerned if they do throw out the Trick Room here. We're gonna get Moonblast off from Floette. We're gonna unfortunately lose our Farigiraf. So if they do get Trick Room up, that could be a little bit nasty with the Floette. No, it's Imprison. Okay. Maybe they were worried about Trick Room coming out of me here. But what I can do, I can bring in the Basculegion. I can go for the Wave Crash into the... I can go for the Wave Crash into the Floette. And I can go for the Moonblast. Unfortunately, I can't go for Tickle to lower the Floette's defense to help out Basculegion, so we're just going to have to rely on pure damage. Unfortunately, fortunately for me, there is a Protect coming out of that Floette, which, not great. So, assuming Basculegion survives... Oh, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. Alright, now we have 4 turns of this to deal with. I don't think Basculegion can live this. And I know for a fact Staraptor can't either. Okay. Staraptor might be okay if we... Staraptor might be okay if we can potentially get some damage off into Floette and weaken it. Dazzling Gleam is going to come out, which is not going to be doing Basculegion any favors to spare it. But at least we get a little bit of chip off with Moonblast. Floette is 102 speed. Staraptor is slower than that. I could stay in base form and not Mega. Just to try to get around that. Yeah, that's... Oh, you know what? I got the Tailwind working against me, too, for a turn. I think I need to protect Staraptor. Maybe try... I don't have Protect here. I have Roost and Blaze Kick. That's right. Because I was a crazy person when I built this. But we're just going to click Roost. We'll see if we can survive. And then have Staraptor just try to do some damage. Staraptor lives. We get to pull off our Roost. But the problem is I don't have Brave Bird. I have Dual Wing Beat, which is not going to be enough for this Floette. My Tailwind is gone. There's still a turn of Trick Room. That is... Yeah, that's... Unfortunately, we're not gonna win this one here, folks. But we can at least go for the Dual Wing Beat into the Floette. We're not going to bother Mega evolving. They're just going to go for the Imprison so that they can get Floette to do a damaging attack. Which, you know what? I respect that. I respect that. I don't think there's anything that Farigiraf needs to imprison. But oh, wow. Okay. They're going for the overkill. I don't blame them for that at all. How much damage did they do to themselves in recoil? A lot. They do a lot of damage to themselves in recoil. What I should have done was I should have doubled into the Farigiraf with Basculegion and Whimsicott the turn I tried to go for the Floette and deny the Trick Room, and then we would have been all right there. But my opponent played that really good. Good game to them, and let's move on. Okay, we've got Golden Ghost, Staraptor, Hisuian Typhlosion, Hisuian Zoroark, Garchomp, and Whimsicott. Yes, I see you there, Whimsicott. Staraptor looks like it could be actually really fun. I kind of like that. I think we go Mega Staraptor. Whimsicott could be great for the Tailwind. And Mega Evolving Staraptor and going for Dual Wing Beat into the Typhlosion could be great. Basculegion might be alright as well. Not a lot of Pokemon on my opponent's team likes a Wave Crash, so late game Basculegion might be alright. And I think Farigiraf could be solid too. The Zoroark is a little bit concerning for the immunity into close combat. Like, they could switch in Golden Go or Zoroark, so Dual Wing Beat might actually be kind of clutch. Blaze Kick might be kind of clutch as well, so yeah. They got 3 different ghost types on their team now that I'm thinking about it, so close combat, not A-okay. But what is A-okay is Tickle Shenanigans, boosting up my attack, and then Dual Wing Beat. That is not bad, and plus I do have Blaze Kick, so I mean, Blaze Kick can do some damage. We're not a Blaziken, but we still have access to it, which I find is absolutely wild. So we've got Garchomp and Staraptor coming into Whimsicott and Staraptor. So we're each going to intimidate ourselves, assuming they're not reckless. Oh, they might actually be. No, I think that's a Hisuian Zoroark. Yeah. I think that's a Hisuian Zoroark. We're going to Tailwind. We're going to Dual Wing Beat. Because I wonder if they have that. I mean, they could be Final Gambit Staraptor. Final Gambit Staraptor is fun. And you got to respect the Final Gambit because 192 damage just instantly gone is very bad. So we're going to Dual Wing Beat and we're going to find out. That is indeed a Hisuian Zoroark, which, you know what? I'm glad to see that. Having that have its... Oh, interesting. I was going to say Sash, but that's Citrus Berry. Hyper Voice is coming out here. All right. Whimsicott takes that no problem, actually. Oh, Poison Jab. Wasn't expecting that there, but that's all right. We have our Tailwind up. That's kind of the big thing. Basculegion can come in and Wave Crash that Garchomp or last respects it. Actually, I think close combat into Garchomp is a really safe idea here, and we can flip turn into the Zoroark. I wasn't expecting that Zoroark to be as bulky as it was. But, I mean, it's dual wing beat without the attack boost. That could be a little bit of a problem. But the nice thing here, we can get Farigiraf in. They have Staraptor in the back, because that's how Illusion works. So, I mean, eventually I'll get an attack boost with my Staraptor. And you know, the defense and special defense boost, that's nice. Dragon Claw's coming out here. We're going to take that, thanks to the Intimidate and defense boost. If they bring in Staraptor, great. I would love to get a Roost off. Popcorn. Popcorn is a Whimsicott. Yeah, that checks out. We're going to dual wing beat into Popcorn here. And I don't think I'm going to lose Staraptor here, but we're going to just try to get rid of Popcorn. I don't like Popcorn. The Pokemon, I mean. I actually do quite enjoy eating popcorn, but that's not the point here. What I enjoy is that dual wing beats, just absolutely sending the Puffball to the Shadow Realm. And now we can get some chip damage off into Garchomp and not have to worry about Rough Skin. So, Farigiraf can go for the Twin Beam there. Twin Beam will actually do some decent damage to their Staraptor, which might be alright. Because I got to get rid of that thing. So here's the actual Staraptor. Now, we do have Tailwind going up for both opponents, or both sides of the field. I'm going to try to sneak in a Roost. And I'm going to try to get rid of that Garchomp now. So they're going to Mega Evolve, and depending on how much damage Farigiraf takes, I mean, we might be alright. I need Staraptor to outspeed these Pokemon and get the speed boost, though. Or the boost, I mean. Alright, we're going to take Close Combat. Citrus Berry is going to activate, which is great, because that Staraptor did a lot of damage to me. Oh, they doubled into Farigiraf. Nice. Okay. Staraptor's going to get HP back. I need HP back. I need a lot of HP back. And I got the Twin Beam there, so I got the Dual Wing Beat, and I got the Twin Beam. We should be okay. My Tailwind is gone. Yeah. Let's double check something right quick. They have 2 turns of Tailwind. Oh, that's a little bit terrifying. But we're gonna Dual Wing Beat. We're gonna Twin Beam. I was thinking Helping Hand for the extra damage, but yeah, I should have did the extra damage. But I mean, we can also throw out some close combats of our own. I think because we do have an attack boost, we should be alright. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay. Oh, I still have Basculegion. Hold on. I was playing this as if I was down to my last 2. Alright. We got a Wave Crash. Ooh, we've got a Last Respects. Yes, please. We're going to do a Wing Beat. We're going to Last Respects. That's exactly what we're going to do. Their Dual Wing Beat missed my Staraptor. Awesome. Last Respects is going to come out here. This is why you don't leave Basculegion alone. Oh, thank you, Basculegion. I'm pretty happy about how that worked out. I completely forgot. I still have my Basculegion. I lost Whimsicott fast, and then it's like, alright, Farigiraf really needs to pick up the slack here, because I'm losing. But, yeah, I thought I was down to 2 Pokemon, so that was nice. Very happy about how that played out. Good game to my opponent. Okay, we've got Incin, Charizard, Aerodactyl, Sylveon, Metagross, and Garchomp. Alright, this looks like a great time for Raichu. Yes, it does. Okay, Raichu. I kind of want to lead Farigiraf. But what I'm going to do, just in case, is I'll bring Basculegion. We'll go Farigiraf in the back, and we'll bring in the Garchomp. I think if we can deny their speed... you know what? Aerodactyl might be a little bit of a problem. No, I think this is okay. Because what I'm thinking is, if they go Incin Arrow, I can pivot in for Farigiraf. I can Zap Cannon the Arrow. If it's sashed, that's a little bit of a problem. If it's not sashed, we take it out. And we deny their Tailwind, which is going to be huge. So, it's Incin Charizard, alright. Zap Cannon. Zap Cannon still looks great. Focus Blast looks great too into the Ensign, but we're gonna go for that Zap Cannon. We're gonna go for Rigraff, and the nice thing here too is if we get rid of Charizard, we still have Garchomp in the back for the Incineroar if something does happen to Raichu. They might see the switch come in and go for damage instead, which could be a little bit bad instead of Fake Out, but I have a feeling they're going to try to Fake Out the Raichu. Call it a hunch. Alright, so we're going to get Charizard to Mega Evolve. We're going to have Raichu ready to go. If they go for a Flavorlets, this is going to be a little bit sad, but this should be okay. They might have went for a Darkest Lariat into the Farigiraf slot. Nope, they just went for Fake Out. And we also don't see the Protect, so do it, Raichu. Dawn. Goodbye, Charizard. Alright. Now I go for Helping Hand, Focus Blast into the Ensign, unless Arrow comes in. Then I go for the Zap Cannon again. Garchomp is coming out. That's okay. They don't have any Tailwind support right now. I don't mind Raichu going down to a... I don't mind Raichu going down to a potential Earthquake or a Dragon Claw. If they switch in Sylveon, that could be bad. But I think we're okay for the Helping Hand Focus Blast. No, Ensign is not switching unless they went for Parting Shot. So, Garchomp's going for Protect. I am more than okay with that. I want that cat gone. So, let's see. Let's go Focus Blast. Pretty sure this is enough to add a Helping Hand boost. Yeah, it is. If Sylveon comes in, we Zap Cannon. If they don't come in, that works too. Match is ended 2-a forfeit. And I feel pretty good about how that worked out right there. Because Raichu, if you don't respect it, it is going to do a lot of nasty damage to things. Which, pretty happy about how that worked out. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Mega Raichu Y and Mega Staraptor team in action. We had some fun here today. We played 5 different games. We won 4 of them. And we got to show off the raw, unadulterated power of Zap Cannon coming off a no guard with Mega Raichu Y going absolutely crazy in our first 2 games and our 5th and final match. And plus, we also got to hit an poor unsuspecting Incineroar with a Helping Hand boosted Focus Blast, which you love to see. And as far as Staraptor went, I loved having that nice little end game of Mega Staraptor versus Mega Staraptor, with them giving us an Intimidate attack boost, thanks to my Staraptor coming in on that Hisuian Zoroark right at the very beginning of the game. So we certainly had plenty of opportunity to boost up that Staraptor in that 4th game. Now, unfortunately, we did lose the 3rd game here, which was the very first one Staraptor came to, but it could have easily been winnable. I just made the wrong play midway through the match, and unfortunately, we did end up eating a light of ruin coming off of Mega Floette at the very end there. But it was definitely a match that I probably could have called a little bit better, but I'm still okay with showing it, obviously, hence why it's in the video. Anyways, once again, thank you guys so much for checking out the team, and the stats are here on the board in case there's anything you want to try out for yourself, and if you want to run some damage calculations before you commit to anything, they are certainly there as well. Anyways, that's all I got for you today. Catch you next time.